Today's video, I'm going to be talking all about Korean university as a graduate student, as a foreign graduate student. So stay tuned. Vickkymama! Hi guys, it's Vickkymama. Welcome back to my channel. Guess what? We just hit plus 500 subscribers. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for your support, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for sharing. YouTube just sent it to my email and I'm also excited. So I'm gonna say thank you in 3 major languages from Nigeria, ʟɪᴠᴜ, ᴛᴏᴜᴀ, from Sri Lanka, itsvickkymama, in Korea, obviously, 감사합니다. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for coming back to watch my videos. I'm so grateful. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now the next step, we're going to 1,000 subscribers. Also, please, I'm planning on buying a camcorder. Please show Vickkymama your support. I open a GoFundMe account. I'll leave it in my description box. Please support me. Please help my cause. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about uni life, scholarships, dormitory, housing, expenses, academic life, social life, and so much more. Let's get it. So let's begin with the basic question. Where am I from? And what is my major? And why did I choose that major? I'm from Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. My major is software engineering. And why did I choose that? This is going to be a long story. Well, I've always been into tech since I was little. So I started learning touch typing when I was little, graphic designing, then website development, and that's how the love grew and I went to bachelor's. What is your research area major in? I cannot talk about my research because it's still ongoing, but I'm using machine learning and artificial intelligence. Why I also decided to go down this path is because I've always loved artificial intelligence. And it started from watching iRobot. Do you remember the iRobot acted by Will Smith?
My father tried to teach me human emotions. They are difficult.
You mean you're a designer?
I was so excited about it. I'm like, okay, this is different from the mundane computer where it has to wait for every instruction to perform a task. This has its own intelligence of its own and is able to do things without waiting for human intervention. So that made me like fall in love with it. Then I watched Human's TV series by, is it Gemma Chan or Jem Chan? I'm not very sure.
This is the best thing you will ever do for your family. Unique styling, one of a kind. It'll need about 6 to 8 hours overnight charge off the adapter, unless you get running marathons.
Hello, Toby. It's very nice to meet you.
There also, these synthetics are almost human. So I was so in love with it that, okay, so it's not just doing the normal traditional coding where it's just gonna obey your instructions. This one, it has to it learns from every example, every experience, just as how we humans learn. Like, okay, we tried this, it didn't work out, we're gonna try this. We keep trying and we'll make sure we learn from every experience. So that's what AI is about, and I'm so in love with it. Yeah. It's getting a high grade difficult. Well, in grad school, your grades do not really matter. What matters the most is your research and the papers you're gonna publish. That's what your professors, supervisors are after. The grades matter more to the student because you're thinking, okay, if I graduate, what's my next plan? Am I gonna remain in academia? What if I want to transition to the industry? They're gonna want to check my grades and see how far I get. And also why I said the grades do matter as well, again, for the student is because for scholarships, because some people get scholarships every semester, so they check your grades if you met the criteria before they can offer you the scholarships. So yeah, all in all, your grades still matter, but the priority in grad school is about your research and your papers you're working on. Getting a good grade in grad school is very much possible. It depends on your level of intelligence, it depends on the courses. Some courses are very tedious and the workload is too much. Probably that involves exams, assignment, tests, group works, presentations, like it's too much. So yeah, and also depends on the professor. Some professors are very strict, some are very lenient, but it's very much possible. But like I said, grad school is majorly focused on your research and not your grades. Are courses taught in English or Korean? I get these questions a lot. Majorly, courses are taught in Korean because Korean is the official language of Korea. But some courses are taught in English, mostly by foreign professors and a few Korean professors. Or sometimes the Korean professors are very accommodating, so they could chip in some English while teaching if they notice that there's an international student in their midst. So what I do, most of my courses are taught in Korean. So I just attend the class for attendance sake and try to pick up on words I already know in the class and just try to just understand to my knowledge what the professor is trying to teach. Or I get an English textbook, or I get back home and translate all the Korean course to English and do my own self-study. So it's like I'm studying double. Yeah, that's how I made it this far. I think I'm going to do another video to talk about the apps and tools you can use to translate Korean to English. That's what we foreign students do here to make life easy for us. How can international students learn Korean language? Well, there are a lot of ways you can learn Korean language. First, your school do offer on-campus Korean courses, which some university makes it mandatory for foreign students to study alongside their major courses. But mine did not make it mandatory any longer, but I still do it just to perfect my Korean proficiency level, because it's very important. Because learning a new language is very good. Like, where is the fun in just knowing just one language? Like, bilingual is like the thing. Like that's special, unique. Like, oh yeah, I speak English, I speak Korean, I speak this, that. People will be like, want to be around you. People want to know you more. People will be so excited. How did you learn it? Yeah, Korean courses are available for foreign students, and also the online courses like Coursera and so many tools at your fingertips to learn a new language. All you need is full dedication and concentration, because languages, you have to keep at it. You can't just do it and leave it for like weeks or months and come back. You forget. So it's like consistency. Every day, just set a time or a day. Like, okay, every day I'm going to learn Korean. Set a time for Korean language. Can you work and study at the same time? Yes, you can. I'm just going to be talking about in the grad school perspective, graduate student perspective. All graduate students have a job, which is being a graduate researcher to the department. That's how we all got here in the first place, through the research project. So we are all tasked, given a research project we're currently working on in grad school, which we get a stipend, monthly stipend, and the minimum is about $500. Depends on the research funding available for your lab/department. So the minimum is $500. I don't think I've seen anything low. It could be more, it's definitely more, but the minimum is $500. And with that, you can survive with it, but it's not really much. Yeah, so that's what you can eat. With that stipend, you can use it for your living expenses, like feeding, clothing, accommodation, whatever, yeah. Are there scholarships for international students? Yes. The scholarships are available for everyone. You just have to find it. We have university scholarships, which I said earlier, where every semester there's a lot of factors that they check, like your grades, and yeah, it could be full, it could be partial, like half, 50%. And there are also external scholarships like the KGSB, Korean government scholarships, and so much more. So there are scholarships available for foreign students. Which would you recommend for international students, dormitory or accommodation outside campus? For me, I would say dormitory, because if you're new to the country, new to the environment, it's better to stay in the dormitory where you meet people like yourself, also going down the same path as you, so you can bond and become friends and so on. I stayed in the dorm when I first arrived, and my university put me in the international dormitory where just international students are staying there. But unfortunately, it was just me, and I was put up with a roommate, so they match you with a roommate that you speak the same language so that you guys can communicate and become close and friends. So I was put in the same room with Denisha. That's how we became friends. Yeah. Unfortunately, it was just Denisha and I, that English speakers in the dorm. The rest were like Chinese, Vietnamese, and so on. So we couldn't really get along because of language barrier. But yeah, so I would recommend dormitory for a start. Then maybe after the first semester you could move out. The disadvantage of dormitory though is that for mine there was no feeding. The feeding fees was separate from the dormitory fees. So, and you're not allowed to cook in a dorm in my university. So we have to either eat out or pay for the feeding. So the feeding fee should already be paid along with the dormitory fee, but I did not pay for the feeding, so I was always eating out, and there's so much stress. This brought back a lot of memories. I'm going to talk about my dormitory life maybe in another video. It's so much fun. You're going to love it. Yeah, so I'll recommend dormitory. Renting an accommodation outside the campus. That's a good idea because you'd be able to cook whatever food you want to cook. And I think dorm is cheaper, but only that you're not allowed to cook and you cannot invite friends over. Yeah, that's another rule in the dormitory. Friends are not allowed to come over. So it depends. And I was saying outside campus, depends on where you live. In rural, it's cheaper. In the big cities, it's more expensive. So yeah, just check your budget. Okay. I remember in the dormitory fees for a semester was about $600. Yeah, just for the dorm, excluding the feeding. And a semester is about 4 months. Why I did not like the dorm is because after the semester, they send you out. So it's either you pay for extra months or you already have an accommodation you're moving out to. That's the disadvantage. But the great advantage is because you get paired with someone you speak the same language with and you guys can become friends, someone from other parts of the world. So yeah, that's cool. How is social life? Well, social life depends on the grad student, but because Korea, grad school is heavily based on research, so there is no time. You have your grad school courses, you have your research, then before you know it, it's weekend again. Like weekends keep coming by because you're so busy. So if you're a grad student and you still have 100% social life, kudos to you. Like I envy you so much. So social life, it depends, and because of the pandemic, social gathering is not encouraged. So yeah, social life is just there, and it depends on the campus. I'm in the branch campus, so it's like a bit quiet here, and everyone is like busy doing their own study and something. But in the main campus, I think there is more social life than where I am now. But it's fun, like once in a while, my friends and I just go out, maybe have dinner, or watch a movie or cook together. That's social life, yeah. Are Korean students friendly to foreign students? This is a tough question. This is a tough question. Should I answer this? No, yes, no, yes, no, yes. It depends. Well, the main factor is language. Language barrier. There's a huge language barrier because how can you communicate with someone you don't even understand what they're saying? They don't understand what you're saying. How can friendship begin from that? It's almost impossible. So yeah, because of language barrier and because Koreans are like shy and kept to themselves, so when they see foreign students, they just tend to stay away. Except those who have traveled out before. Like I'm friends with those who have been outside Korea and they know the struggle of international students, so they are more accommodating. But Koreans who have not lived out, they want to be friends with you, but because of the language, so what else can you like talk about? Okay, say 안녕하세요, and that's it. Like there is nothing to, except your lab mate, like the people you work with in your office, where you have no choice than to converse, maybe because you have work to do. Yeah, so it's very, I'll leave it as that. But they are friendly, it's just the language barrier. And some of them are not used to foreigners. So seeing you, it's like a bit different, unique experience for them. Do Koreans have religion, or how can international students practice their religion? Yeah, that's a good question. Most Koreans do not have religion. Some of them are Buddhist, and some of them are Christians, and very minute are Muslims, which is really weird. It's just like in my country, Nigeria, seeing Igbo Muslims, it's like, it's just weird. Like, it's not like it's weird, it's like very little percentage. Yeah, that's how it is in Korea as well. So, what Muslims do, my friends who are Muslims, they just pray in their houses because of the pandemic. So yeah, it's restricted, so they just pray in their houses. I think they have a mosque or a praying ground where they pray, but mostly they pray in their houses. Then for Christians, there are churches where you can attend. But because as international students, you might not understand Korean, so there are very few English-speaking churches. Like where I am, there are no English-speaking churches. So please do not ask me if I've been to church. No. There are online churches. There are online churches, okay? Or you can pray at home. Just pray at home. On Sunday, just turn on your laptop or your computer and listen to the online sermon and be blessed. I believe I've answered all the questions today. If you have more questions, leave in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, like, give it a like. Also follow me on Instagram. It's Vickkymama. Yeah. So I'm currently waiting for YouTube to open my community tab where I can get more closer to you and communicate more to you. I'm so excited about this experience. I love it. This has always been my dream to be a YouTuber, and it's finally coming into place little by little. All thanks to you guys. So thank you so much. Till next time. Bye. It's Vickkymama.